Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Iron Kaiser Gaming. And in today's stream, we're going to be watching a quarterfinal battle between two foes in my bracket. This is in the Otto the Great bracket, so this is around 1300 elo. We are watching Cryptix XL versus Gregler. And let me go ahead and reach out to all relevant Discords and let them know that we are live. So I've got the chat pulled up. If you happen to join into the room, say hello. I am not casting this game solo. I have got my good buddy, my best friend, Hiram of Tyre with me. Hiram, I hope you're having a wonderful evening today.
You already know what I'm going to say.
I know what you're going to say. It's what you say every time. And for good reason.
Every time it's correct. I'm doing great. I love casting this game.
So let me see here. So let's go ahead, as we are live here and people start pouring into the rooms. Before we look at the games themselves, let me flip over to the map and the Civ drafts. I want to talk about those a little bit. Let's see, go over, I believe here. There we go. This is a best-of-3 series, and both of these players are fighting for their tournament lives. They've come out of the group stage, and now we're in the quarterfinals. There are no second chances. Whoever wins this is going on, and whoever loses this series is out of here. Addictive Me, welcome to the chat. Good to see you. So, looking at these maps, we have our first map will be Bay. And Cryptix, this is actually a really interesting best-of-3 series we have, because both of these, Cryptix picks Islands, Gregler picks High Tides. We may see water action on all three civs, all three maps, all three games. Assuming it goes to Game 3. I don't even know. I've gone out of my way to not know, is this going to be a straight 2-0, best-of-3, whatever. But I find that interesting because in a lot of the best-of-3s I've seen, we see maybe one water map. Bay, I don't actually see a lot. At least I haven't seen that in the Otto the Great bracket a whole lot. But Islands from Cryptix, that to me tells me that this is a player who's maybe not so much invested on the micro side of things. I think this is a player who thinks that they are very strong at the macro level. You just build up that force and then overwhelm your opponent with your superior macro. But what do you think, from what you know, and I know, Hiram, you've not really been following intensely the Hidden Community Cup, but from what little you know of these maps, what do you expect to see in this series?
I haven't actually looked at the civs. I haven't looked very much at the maps. I have been playing the game a lot more recently than I've had some time, so I've been playing the game a lot more. But as far as the Hidden Community Cup specific maps, other than what we saw on the Hidden Cup itself, I don't have any experience with them at all. And as you know, what we see at this level versus what we see at the pro level are very, very different. Something I would expect to see in a Hera game or a Doubt game, I'm just not necessarily going to look for, because you can't get out of certain things what pros can. So I can't tell you much. I will say, compared to tournaments in the past, I would expect to see more monks.
Yeah, that may be true. That may be true. And I will say, I have been, maybe to take the other side of the coin that you just put, it is true that, these are not pros playing the game, but as you know, the level has just gone higher and higher and higher since AOE2DE came out. And I have been extremely impressed by people. I mean, this is in my bracket, so this is sort of where I'm at, but people above me, people below me, the level of gameplay, even at the amateur level, has just been really impressive. I am definitely looking forward to watching these two battle it out, especially knowing that it's all on the line here. There is no second chance. You win or you go home in this tournament, in this series. Speaking of, so let's go ahead and take a snapshot. In case you don't know, so Bay, we've got a little bit of naval action in the middle, some fish, but it's not a huge naval presence. High Tides, very open map. We've got a lot of gold and stone in the south. Fish in the north as an option. And then obviously Islands being our naval domination sort of map, right? Let's take a look at our civs and then we'll dive into game 1. And we have, for Gregler, Byzantines, Lithuanians, Italians, and Persians. And for Cryptics, we have Armenians, Japanese, Malians, and Magyar. Yeah, I agree. Chat saying, for real, low to mid-elo players these days do strats and use mechanics that would have been unthinkable back in the day. It's really cool to see. I remember when I started playing DE, I got it, day 1, and luring a boar was considered an advanced strat. Like you had to be in the game a little bit. Now, everybody is doing it. Pushing in deer, opening with these rushes, and it's very common.
Not just luring boar. Like back in the day, luring your own boar was considered a next level strat. Now, stealing your opponent's boar is considered something like you'll see it a bunch. Right. Maybe not all the time, maybe not even half the time, but like it's not super rare. It's been great to watch.
Right. It has been really amazing. And so talking about these specific civs, I want to jump back on this here. I think this is going to be really interesting. I'm trying to come up with my guesses here. Hiram, I want you thinking about where you expect to maybe see these civs on these maps. I would think for Cryptics, he has undoubtedly picked Armenians for his home map. I think Armenians go island. That's the best naval civ of the bunch by far. Gregler probably takes... I'm going to guess Gregler goes... Italians and Persians are the two better naval civs. I think he goes maybe Persians on islands?
Maybe,
I think the faster working docks maybe will help him just get the numbers up, and it is really a numbers game.
But on the flip side, the earlier fish is such a big deal when it comes to
it could be. And Italians, they have the cheaper fishing ships. So, yeah.
So hard to say. It really.
But honestly, I think with the Italians and the fishing ships, that's what makes me think Italians are going to be Bay. I think we see Italians on Bay against Japanese. Both of them, they're the fishing ship civs. So I would expect those two there.
Yeah, definitely. If I were in Gregler's position, I'd put Italians on Bay. I don't actually have the draft in front of me.
Okay, I've sent the link. I think you could be able to pull it up, but
checking. There we go. You're right.
And I will guess. Last one. And hey, MRV, welcome to the chat. Glad to have you joining us as we are about to dive into this quarterfinal best of 3 series. You know what I'm planning on doing? Sometime in the near future, I'm going to be going live and playing some AoE 3 on the Twitch channel. So be sure to follow along if you want to watch some of that. Now, I am by no means a pro player. I've got to get good at AoE 3, but I love the game. So I'm going to be playing some AoE 3 on the ranked ladder. I think that'll be fun. Be sure to follow along, guys. Final map here, High Tides. It's a very open map. I expect a lot of early conflict. I would guess Lithuanians for Gregler against Magyar. I think both players will want to go with that scout rush and try to get pressure on very early. You want the mobility. The Gebeto are nice, but I think the Magyar with their, the instant blast furnace upgrade and the melee attack upgrades will give them an edge. And the Lithuanians with the extra food, the cav options. I think relics are pretty predictable in High Tides.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah, people still playing AoE 3. Oh yeah, AoE 3 is an amazing game. I love AoE 3. It does not get enough attention in my opinion. But
yeah, I'm in the world where why would you spend time playing AoE 3 when you can spend more time playing AoE 2? But that's just because I grew up on one game and didn't grow up on another game.
Oh no, it's Mr. V, my co-casting buddy for AoE 3. I did not recognize it. I just saw AoE MRV. I'm like, okay, Marv. Hey, welcome to the chat. All right. Good to have you joining me, man. Here we go. Let's go ahead and actually dive into this series. Loading up game 1 right now. And what I'll do, Hiram, I will load the game and then pause just to make sure we're on the same page. And then 3, 2, 1. We'll actually,
all right.
Get
pause at 31 because my game got ahead of me.
You're at 31 seconds?
I'm at 31 seconds.
Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to flip over to Capture Rage. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen, on game number 1 of a best-of-3 series quarterfinal match between Gregler and Cryptix XL. And 31 seconds. Okay, Hiram, you ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go. Byzantines versus Japanese. That is not what I expected. Japanese for Cryptix, called that one.
Yeah,
Got that.
Japanese is pretty straightforward. I'm a little surprised at the Byzantines pick.
I'm surprised. I'm not disappointed. I mean, I think he can make it work. But I guess with the faster fire ships from the Byzantines, he will be able to get into that early skirmishing for the water and take control faster.
I suppose it makes sense from that perspective, but at the end of the day, there's only 8 fish in that water. And I know 8 fish adds up to a lot. Like, it can make a big difference. But honestly, I think Italians would have been the better pick. Not seeing what his strat is yet. I guess we will see. I think Italians would have been the better pick. Go in, get what you can, and get out. I would have saved Byzantines for one of the more water-heavy maps where fire ships might be a little more prominent. But that's me.
Chat is saying that we're lucky to have Capture Age, and I agree. This right here is part of what makes the pro AoE scene just so easy to get into, and it's so much fun to cast, is to have all of this information right at your fingertips. Knowing right away the amount of idle TC time, idle villager time, what are the vill counts, the military counts, what are the resources, all of it in such a simple, straightforward presentation. Capture Age team, amazing.
You know what? I have to wonder how much that, going back to what we were talking about earlier, I have to wonder how much that is driving things like more people pushing boar, because what this lets you do is it lets you see a comparison between a 0 idle time with boar versus a 0 idle time without boar. Things that you could have calculated before, but it would have taken, a calculator and a lot of math. And now we just have it right in front of us, and so you can see. I know for me, people hammered on and on about idle TC time for years.
Yeah.
But getting to see a total count number in Capture Age has made me more cognizant of how long my TC is idle. I have to wonder how much Capture Age is driving the improvement in the overall skill level.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've got chat sharing Addictive Me saying, yeah, it counts as a practice tool as well as casting for sure. I definitely check my replays for idle time and stuff like that. Absolutely. Yeah. I know it's made me an extremely better, like much, much better. And I go back and I watch my AoE 3 replays, and I try to learn from them, and I do, but just the ability to see so easily at a glance, so much information, it's unique to AoE 2. One of the strengths for sure. We have both players moving onto the water. This is not unexpected. I mean, I think everybody likes fighting for the water here in the center. I don't know that I've ever seen a Bay match where a player simply ignored the center. And you're right that it's only 8 fish, and I have seen games where people get over-invested on the water. They end up winning and getting next to nothing out of it. Right?
Yeah.
So that does happen. But I think it would be a mistake to just completely ignore the water too.
I totally agree. But that's where cheaper fishing ships lets you, by the time you get into the feudal age, you've already cleared out a certain amount of the fish. And so, being able to go in, get your stuff, and get out. Again, a Byzantine fire ship is only going to get you so much on this map.
Ooh, will we see a scout go down here?
Watch it.
Maybe a little bit damage. A little bit damage.
Yeah. I love the jukes.
The jukes. Come on.
Oh,
there it is.
There it goes.
Oh. And not that I'm rooting for any player, but we like to see the action. Here at the 7.5 minute mark, Cryptix XL's scout goes down. And as we all know, right? I mean, that's a big deal as far as losing a unit, whatever sort of attack that Cryptix wants to make. A scout rush is going to be that much harder with your starting scout going down, for example. But far more importantly is the intelligence you're losing with that scouting unit. Cryptix is now in the dark on what Gregler's play will be. If a stable starts going up or an archery range, Byzantines are a good all-around civ. They can kind of do anything. And for Cryptix, he's going to have to guess because he has no unit on the field to scout that out.
Byzantines, I don't know that I've ever said this before, but Byzantines might be my favorite blind pick civ.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you don't know what you're getting, and maybe that's what Gregler is thinking here. It's not really about the bonuses as such, but it's getting a feel for the opponent and wanting the flexibility of being able to deal with whatever comes.
Yeah.
And as far as that goes, I definitely respect that play. "24 Vil up time or Vil up count for Gregler. Cryptics with 26 still going.
Jimmy James 59 says faster fire ships is great on Bay. I agree. I think it's kind of a combination of both things. I think probably Gregler has picked Byzantines for the faster fires to contest the water, but it's also true that it is a wonderful sort of jack of all trades civ, a civ that can play on the defense against anybody, and hold their own well. So I think there's sort of an all-around element that also would make them really popular in a tournament setting like this. Barracks coming up for Cryptics. Gregler will be the first to hit Bugle Age. A lot of wood here. So
predictably, fire's coming out immediately.
Yep. And we have 2 docks down for blue. A second dock coming up for red, but maybe a little bit slow.
Gregler also harassing with his scout over on Cryptic side. He's not going to get anything, but he's being a bit annoying, which is,
I have said this before in the cast, and we actually have Cryptics XL joining us in chat. Hello. No spoilers, but we've been hyping up the games. Now Hiram, let's ignore that Cryptics is in here. Let's not let it color our cast at all. What was I in the middle of saying?
You know me a heck of a lot better than that.
What was I in the middle of saying? Oh yeah, that's right. My favorite player, Cryptics XL, playing in the tournament here. We do actually see Gregler jumping in for real here. Gregler getting some early damage in on these fires. Galley versus Galley. And Gregler is slow to react. Does he have a Repairville? He does not have a Repairville.
He does not. It's moving up.
On the shore.
It's moving up.
A demo raft coming in for the Japanese.
Which I would expect.
Okay. Now, something I am interested in is... Okay, the demo comes in. Ouch! Oh, well played.
Nicely done.
Gregler losing that naval... I don't know, the numbers. He had the numbers. He no longer has the numbers. Then again...
He's got the Repairville there.
Repairville.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there is no Repairville on the Japanese side.
Yep. But at the same time, he doesn't really need one. Now, he could use one. But the Repairville is idle when he's not being used. And right now, Cryptics has the edge here.
I don't know that I agree. I think that there are enough resources here where whoever takes control of this bay, at least currently, would get a very significant edge kind of moving into the later stage of the game. And I think that idling one villager in order to keep your navy topped off, fully healed, is worth it in this situation.
I guess I'm not saying that it's not worth it. And we have the villager coming forward while we're talking about it. What I am saying is at this point it would have made no difference, and so he can afford to wait a little while.
Both players
get a little more out of the villager before he moves it forward, which is what we see.
And what I am wondering here, Gregler only has 4 bills on gold. He's stopped producing out of his docks.
Yeah.
Is it a question of kind of a strategic choice as he is, trying to maybe transition into something else? We see an archery range down.
Lands.
Skirmishers are coming out. Or is it a situation where maybe he's just out of resources and slipping here in favor of just giving the water over to Cryptics? Cryptics has a big naval presence at this point. I dare say he's won the bay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Which is kind of impressive when you're up against a Byzantine player. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
2 skirmishers and a spearman moving up.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you expect to get with that. Maybe just be annoying. We've got 3 archers, 4 or 5 archers coming in from cryptics on the other side.
Yeah, I think it's just about being annoying. It's not really about,
Yeah.
just maybe if you could shut down a wood line for a handful of seconds.
Yeah, maybe. But again, if you're going to be annoying with skirms, I think you need to show up with a little bit more, because 2 skirms, 3 skirms isn't even really that annoying.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the thing is, and of course with the Byzantines, skirms, spears are cheaper, so it's a really simple investment for the Byzantine player. And all you're doing, I mean, you're not really trying to kill anything or significantly damage anything, but just doing enough damage. Now that is a cheaper skirm, but that skirm goes down for free.
But still, yeah.
What do we see?
Gregler's still fighting for the water. He popped out. He's popping out some fire ships.
I think this is a mistake.
Yeah, that's definitely a mistake. You're not going to get it back. It's over.
And
yeah.
Anything else, that's just good money after bad. Now, what is
on the
working
flip side
for Gregler here? I
Yep.
think Cryptics might be getting his units pinched.
Yep.
Gregler keeps his scout on the ground stance, and he loses it.
Goes down. Yeah.
Okay, these archers look like they maybe will get away. Cryptics on the way up to Castle Age. I think we can credit his victory on Bay, on the Bay here.
On water, yeah.
On the water, that's right. Bringing in that extra food, giving him that edge.
Yep, for sure.
Absolutely.
I definitely think he's continuing to produce fire galleys. I
don't understand this. I guess he has a demo. But see, at this point, let's say that you win the Bay, all right?
Yeah.
Let's say Gregler actually does. Now he gets control of like 300 food tops.
Yeah.
And I guess you can now transport over to the other side.
And you can do fishing ships, which are harder to raid.
I guess that's true. Yeah, you
like
get fishing
that's
traps.
a little tiny. Yeah, fishing traps. That's a little tiny something. But the fire ships, honestly, a couple demos I might understand, and then a fire ship if all the enemy fires go away. But while you're under fire, I mean, Cryptics is producing in the back. Even if these 4 were deleted straight away, then what?
Oh no! Wait!
Yep. Pop it.
One move that you have to appreciate. Oh, nice demo.
There you go. Okay, now that was done.
Oh, I was gonna say one thing I really appreciate what Cryptics was doing there was he had spread out his fire ships so that they could not get blown up by the area effect damage of the demo. But then of course they grouped up and Gregler took advantage of that. Gregler is almost up to castle himself. Losing.
And Gregler, yeah. Not that I think it's
faster
Archer
fires
coming in
from the
Cryptics.
Byzantines versus more HP on the Japanese ship there. And I think actually the Byzantine player will take this. Barely.
Nice.
Well done. And so the silver lining is, like, if Gregler gets control of the water, I guess it does keep the Japanese fishing ships from getting that fishing eco up with the fish traps.
Yeah.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, those are better than farms.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But
now we've got a bunch of cav archers coming in for Cryptics, though, and while the Byzantines could spool something up to deal with that, they currently aren't. They do have some skirmishers, but not enough.
The other thing that's really nice about this pick, I love this choice from Cryptics, and the reason why, the recent...
It's because he's in the chat.
Yeah, right. don't call me out like that, man. Let me hype up chat in peace. No, the real reason why I like this is because, and maybe it was a lucky guess, but he sees the skirms, obviously. But the archery range is the only land military building that Gregler has right now. Japanese cav archers do bonus damage against archer units.
Yep.
Now that no longer counts as the skirmisher. They used to do bonus damage to skirms, not anymore.
Yep.
But if Gregler were tempted to get up an archer ball, then this just shuts that down right away.
Right.
So really nice pick here.
I mean, I was knocking the harassment with the couple scrims and an archer earlier. He's gotten 2 Vil kills with it so far, so that's nice. Of course, he's going to lose everything that's there, but okay, it's something.
We saw a little bit of action in Cryptic space as a couple of scrims got in, harassing, annoying, but they got shut down by the Cav Archers, and now the real pressure is on.
See, and this is the second problem with that. With all of the skirmishers that have been trickled over so far, you might be able to do something about the Cav Archers if they were still here, but they're not. I mean, even a Scorp is only going to be able to do so much.
Scorpions are getting a huge buff in the next patch. They're getting additional.
Really?
Yeah, they're getting additional. I know it's additional melee armor. I forget if it's also additional pierce armor.
Nice.
And their heavy upgrade is going to be a lot cheaper.
Nice.
So,
I mean, I'm not going to enjoy that because I always hate fighting masked Scorps, but I've always thought that as far as AoE 2 units go, they're one of the cooler.
they're cool units and they're underutilized.
Yeah, true that. All right, so several Cav Archers down. If he gets... No.
Jimmy James 59 in chat saying Cav Archer aren't a bad choice against Byzantine if they can get to enough numbers. And he also
exactly
adds,
so.
Again, shout out to Capture H here. We can see at a glance, Cryptix has collected 4,000 more resources at this point in the game. Now, what I'm interested in, Jimmy, can you maybe expound and chat a little bit about why Cav Archers in particular are so good against the Byzantines? I guess it makes sense, if he were to go like the unique unit, or obviously if he goes archers, the Japanese Cav Archer are a great choice. But isn't it easy as the Byzantine player to get up a mass of skirmishers to do with Cav Archer? Why is that such a good choice? Clearly, in this game, it is working. Gregler seems to be streaming in skirmishers one at a time. They're getting picked off.
Yep.
There are 6 more villagers right now for Cryptix. Even though Gregler has the extra TC, the pressure here from Japan is strong. If I put on my Gregler hat for a second here, I feel so bad for him, where he's got this Siege Workshop up, and he popped out 1 Scorpion. I guess here's a second Scorp.
Yep.
But that's all.
Yep. I mean, it's hard for him to do anything else. He just doesn't have the wood. He's trying to keep his wood eco going, but it keeps being idle due to the harassment. He's plugging the hole, or trying to plug. No, he's leaving that open. Never mind. I take that back.
The Scorpions are not doing a half bad job.
No, they're not. One thing I was just about to point out is it's interesting how much micro a Scorp just left there is forcing from Cryptix. In a main go, you have to pay attention to the whole time, or it's just going to get shut down and do no good. But the Scorp is putting in the work even when it's being largely uncontrolled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jimmy says in chat, why Cav Archer, right? He says heavy Cav Archer and Hussar is what you normally go for in the late game. Byzantines can try to counter with camels and skirms, but Byzantine camels miss bloodlines, and Byzantines struggle with knights and skirms for the same reason. So as long as you don't get outmassed by camels, heavy Cav Archer can whittle them down.
Nice.
And we did not even get to that stage in the game. Cryptix in solid fashion, showing us how it's done on Bay, taking game 1.
I don't think Gregler called it too early. I don't think he called it too late.
Mm-hmm.
Good showing, good try, but I think he had definitely lost that. I do not see a road back from here.
Mm-hmm. And now, the pressure's on for Gregler. I'm in the middle of the tournament myself. I'm planning tomorrow, by the way, guys. I am planning on playing my own quarterfinal series. And it's the same situation. I'm either going on to the semifinals or going home. And that's decided tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled for that. tomorrow around, I believe it's around 6 p.m. Eastern. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be really fun. But I've been in Gregler's situation here. Well, I guess not really in his situation. Gregler has fought his way through the group stage. He says, you better go on to the semis. You'll be against me. Okay, well, maybe we have a sense then of who's going to win this series. Who knows? But, yeah, like through the group series, Gregler now, the pressure's on. If he loses one more game, he's out.
Yep.
And having made it this far, I know for some players it stings to it stings to get there and then I don't know, like to get that close and then to not be able to go further. For some people, yeah, it's gonna burn. For me, I'll tell you, having made it out of group stage, I'm happy. Like, I am really happy that with my showing so far, if I go down in the quarters, if I go down moving on into the semis, and Cryptix is saying, like, it'll be you and me, man. Like, if Cryptix takes me out, I'm happy. If I'm able to take him out and go on to the finals, whatever, I am just, like, I've had an awesome time, and I'm pleased. But anyway, that'll be tomorrow, so make sure that you follow along. As we go into... I'm sorry, you know what, Hiram? I just realized. I didn't even think. We're in game 2. I'm at 1 minute and 2 seconds in.
1 minute and 2. All right, catching up to you.
Yeah, I forgot to sync up with you there. So as you sync up, we are in High Tides.
Well,
game
I'm
2.
at 107.
107. Okay, I can get there. 107. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, here we go. 1 minute, 7 seconds. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay, here we are. We're on High Tides. A very interesting map as we see a split. 3 different layers. You know how Bay is pants in the AoE community? I almost feel like if I were the hive mind that is the T90 community, I think I might end up calling this map Sandwich. Yeah, not because I guess it doesn't look like one.
Yeah.
But there's layers.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, what's that? Like a Neapolitan, or what's the cake that has the layers to it, right?
Yeah.
You've got up at the top loads of fish, a lot more fish than we see on Bay. Let's see, 8 there.
Real quick,
plus 10. Yeah.
I accidentally did 2x speed, so I'm a little ahead of you. What's your time?
I'm at 2:37.
All right, I'm at 2:57.
You
so
pause?
let me know. Yep, I'm paused.
At where?
Let me know when you get there.
2:57 still?
Yeah.
Okay. 2:57. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
So
a lot more fish.
A lot more fish at the top. A lot of food options there if we can take advantage of it. In the center, obviously this is the closest path to your enemy base. It's very open. A lot of battles going to happen here in the middle. And then down in the south, a huge clustering of stone and gold. So a lot of resources in that southern realm, as well as a good chunk of shorefish. Very easy to ignore that shorefish, but it can come in clutch. Addictive Meat, how has your experience been so far in the tournament? You're saying you're the you weren't even expecting to get out of the groups. Now you're the only one of your group still in. What's it been like for you? I mean, has it been... Do you go into these matches feeling tense? Has it been exciting, fun? Like high pressure? What's it been like for you to battle it out in the T90 Hidden Community Cup? I know for me, unfortunately, this is not my first tournament rodeo. I've been in a couple. But I've had a blast. I love it. I love the experience. And I love going through the motions of what the pro players go through, getting a little bit of a sense of what they do. Yeah, first set was nervous, but after that, it's just been a blast. Yeah. I actually love how we had the group stage where even if you lost your first series, you could still play and be in it and make sure that you get you get your money's worth, as it were. You get that showing. That's a lot of fun. There was a guy in the Discord, and I'm not trying to call him out. I don't remember his name, but he was sharing kind of his suggestions for the tournament. He said, I think it's far too easy to ban out people's favorite civs. I think that maybe we should get rid of the ban, the civ ban phase and the map ban phase, or at least the civ bans. And I mean, I understand where he's coming from. More power to him for sharing his opinion, but in my opinion, I'm totally on the other side of the coin there. It is an amazing experience trying to strategize out, what maps are going to be picked, and then what civs are the best for this map, and what civ, should I ban out on his end based on my research of the map, of the player. It gives me that sense of what the pros go through that you just can't get out of the ranked ladder. It's kind of like Hiram. We play League every once in a while.
Yeah.
And there's something really fun about, whenever we do play League, like, you play a ranked game and you get a sense of what is your composition, what do you want to do, and what are the weaknesses and the threats, and it gives an extra level of gameplay or meta and strategy.
Yeah.
And
it extends the game beyond just the game,
right,
into the pre-game, into more than just being in your own little corner doing your own little thing.
Yeah, and I'm not saying AoE 2 should have this on the ladder. I don't know that it's something they should do, but it is a unique experience that you don't get out of the ranked ladder, and it's part of what makes it so much fun.
I do wish they would add a ban to the ranked ladder, honestly. Not a lot, but maybe on team games 2 bans per team, and on solos 1 ban.
Mm-hmm.
If for no other reason, I know it can be annoying. I don't suffer from this personally because I always buy the expansions basically the day they come out. I like supporting the game. I like investing in it because it's been such a part of my childhood.
Right.
But I understand some people just can't do that or just don't have the money or whatever. And it's kind of annoying to go in some night, play a game, and new expansion's out, and suddenly you've got to learn this whole new thing, and you just don't want to deal with that. And I can understand a player who doesn't want to. I also understand people who just, they come up with a strategy and a map that is very hard to beat, and so all they do is that one map and that one strategy. And if you're tired of seeing it, I know sometimes I just don't want to deal with Franks, or I just don't want to deal with the Turks today.
Right.
And I think it's a good way to add balance and add stability to a game that is still being developed and is still being expansioned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Addicted Me in chat saying, I can sympathize with lower elo players because they feel like they need their favorite civs. I think they just aren't familiar with the fact that many civs are very similar. And like if you see your upcoming opponent has 1,000 games on Franks, you're gonna ban the Franks. Yeah. If we had a much bigger player base, it would be really cool to add a pick or ban draft to ranked like League has. Right now, I think there's already a lot of people too intimidated to play ranked. That's a decent point.
That's true, but I will straight up tell you, if you're on the chat and you don't play ranked, you should just start playing ranked.
Right.
There is zero reason to be intimidated away from playing ranked.
So true. Yeah.
I tell you, every now and again I pop on AoE normals just to see. We're gonna see a Vil go down for Gregler. Cryptix gets a kill, nicely done.
You said a Vil. We're talking about the fishing chips, right?
No, I'm talking a Vil. He sniped it with his calf.
Unbelievable. I missed this. Wait. So Cryptix got a Vil kill?
Cryptix
sure enough.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I was watching the naval battle in the north where Greg was applying pressure, but now 2 Vil kills. Cryptix
now
does
he loses his scout.
Yeah. And we talked about in the last match how important that can be, but...
We did, yep. And looking at the naval fight, the pressure is definitely on. Gregler is pushing it on. So it looks like land versus water here.
Wow, and looks like, whoa, Cryptix is actually going to get away with that fishing, the fire ship.
Gregler moving in with scouts. Man, it's water and land at the same time. I love it. This is, I love seeing it. This is
tense.
This is good. Yep. Cryptix looks like he sees it. He redirects his Woodvilles from his left lumber camp up to his northern one. Yep, 1 scout down to the TC. That's going to make any future pressure harder. And it looks like Navy is going pretty even. Cryptix has a repairville out to deal with the fire ships, but yep, there they go. They go forward. Gregler being annoying in the back with the scouts, though.
Mm-hmm. And this is where, again, tip of the hat to Capture Age, because we're watching all of this action. The real action has nothing to do. Like, ignore the military. Ignore all of this. The scouts, the fire ships, who cares? Who cares? The real winner and loser here is found in the numbers. And Gregler is up 6 villagers over Cryptix.
Yep.
And that right there is cluing me in that Gregler is in a better position. Now, of course, maybe if Cryptix can get some serious damage done in the north with fire ships here, that military momentum could swing. As we do see a fire ship going down for the Persian player. Malians, we didn't talk. Oh, good. Oh, no, wow. Okay, I was gonna say good moves there, but maybe not as good.
Nice ship micro. I like to see it.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. A couple of archers here from Cryptix moving in. We need to rewind a little bit and talk about these two civs and the strengths they bring to the table. With the Persians, you have a faster working TC and a faster working dock. And if the game goes late, we may see some action with the Savar, and they have an extremely good stable line. So stables, good choice for them. They've got trash archers, which are really cool.
Trash bows,
Yeah. But the Malians, I think this is a really interesting pick on this map. I had predicted that we would not see Malians in the set, but the Malians with their wood discount is huge. Because it opens up this flexibility for archer play and naval play at the same time. That's a lot of wood that you're having to spend. And knowing that you're saving wood with every house and every building you build gives them a lot of flexibility. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's one of the things, and I think you put me onto this originally. It's tempting to shoehorn the Malians into the infantry play. And the fact of the matter is, they're probably going to tilt that way in games more often than not. But in the early game, in this stage, you've got a lot of options.
Nice cleanup by Gregler as we see the archers go down. So he still has a 5-vil lead, maybe some idle eco time. If you look at the idle eco, 26 minutes of idle eco time for Gregler versus 8 minutes for Cryptix.
Yep.
But even
Cryptix still far winning water, but for how long?
And
looks to be mostly even.
He is winning the water, but it looks to me like maybe Gregler's actually taking more advantage of the resources that are there.
Yeah. I don't remember how many fishing ships have been made or utilized so far, but it definitely looks, just looking at where the fish have been taken from, it definitely looks like Gregler has gotten more than Cryptix. So that's good.
A market coming up for Gregler. I'm sorry, for Cryptix. Cryptix has a market coming up.
Same person, right?
Gregler already has one up. And I love seeing the scout play. I love seeing the pressure that you can get done in the feudal
Gregler
age.
seems to like his 2 and 3 archer skirm combo.
Calliope saying Persian docks also have more hit points. That's true too, of course.
That's also true. Yeah.
In a situation where you lose your first handful of fire ships and your docks go down, you have a little bit more time to mass up numbers and
minor harassment from both parties. Yeah.
Malians. So the military, you see 9 and 9. The military numbers are even, but for Cryptix, he's locked in on the water.
Yep.
Without a doubt, the pressure is on the land. It's in Gregler's favor.
Yeah, for sure. Although,
let me ask you this: whose shoes would you rather be in right now? In this this one match, not look at the series as a whole.
Right now, I would definitely rather be in Well, I take that back. I think I'd rather be in Gregler's shoes. He's closer up to castle. He is managing to put a decent amount of
Got to interrupt you.
On.
Take a look at the 3 archers.
Yeah, I'm watching them right now.
South, yeah,
and they're putting in work. Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting kills. They are interrupting his economy.
Now, see, if you would just send those villagers to attack,
Yeah.
the archers would have been down by now. But oh well. Anyway, I think I would rather be in Gregler's shoes, honestly. Closer up to castle. He's got blacksmith technologies. He obviously wants to make a cav play in the back. And he's got the pressure going on in the front. So
Gregler is up to the castle age. Cryptix is about halfway there.
yeah.
We see forging has just come in.
And Knight's coming out. Now this is one of my favorite, the tipping moment in the game where you see if somebody can leverage a castle advantage in the opening minutes. Because if not,
yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, it's like this is one of the exciting moments where Gregler, there's a brief period of time. He has the Knights, the Castle Age power unit, and Cryptix is stuck in feudal. He's hitting castle right now.
Yep.
Now, Malians do get camels. Will we see camel play from him? How can he respond? Can Gregler get serious damage in? Looks like he might be interrupting a town center.
Yep.
At just
Definitely.
the right moment.
One Vil will certainly go down.
Yep. One down. And not only is he getting Vil kills, but he is shutting down.
Yep, he's idling the eco.
Attempt to
Camel's coming out as predicted.
A second TC is up for Gregler right now, so he almost has a 10 villager lead.
Nice, very nice. He does seem to be leveraging that castle advantage, so that is good to see.
Yeah. Although camels are now coming in, and they are gonna wipe
Camels
up.
are gonna, yeah. Camels are gonna turn that Knight play around pretty quickly.
So we see a second TC coming in for Cryptix. Both players now on 2 TCs. A 13 Vil lead for Gregler. Persians versus Malians. Such an interesting matchup. I agree.
Now, Cryptix has the water. He's won it in the top, but he's not using it. He has a little extra wood. That's a little surprising. After committing all of those resources, he just doesn't have anything out on there. And not only that, he can see. Now you never know if the enemy's hasn't flipped up a dock somewhere, but like he's got fire ships all over there. He should. If I were him, I'd be having fishing ships going out by now.
Yeah, I agree. I think you are missing part of the. Now I get, you're having to put the wood into the second town center, into the archers. Yep. Like I know he's been spending his resources elsewhere, and it's not like he's floating thousands of wood, right?
No, and it's also attention is a resource, right?
Right.
So there's that too, and I get that.
Yeah, but I do agree with you that you put all of this work into claiming the water, and you just got so much food that you could definitely be using right now to get your camel mass up, just sitting there. Conversion comes in.
Nice.
Regular.
I love monks.
Yeah, I love monk play.
Monks, in a way, are kind of like the new boar. They're the thing that like only experienced players used. A long time ago, not a long time ago,
even
but
that,
back
I'm
in the
seeing
day.
more monk play nowadays.
Yeah, and now it's like people are beginning to realize that monks are secretly amazing.
Yeah.
I will say, speaking of the water, I am a little surprised that nobody has bothered doing anything with the shorefish in the bottom, because that's a significant amount of fish, and you could even get it with some Vils in a mill. You don't even have to commit. You could drop a mill on the land and get.
Kudos
the
to Cryptix,
zebra.
by the way, taking our advice and starting to bring out those fishing ships.
There we go. So that's a lot of food that could be coming in relatively safely.
Safely? No. Like easily? Maybe sneakily? Yeah. But
Okay,
I think
maybe
it's far too easy for them to get caught out down there.
It is definitely easy, especially because it's on shallows. You can bring them down with a knight or something like that. I agree. Having said that, you don't have to use ships. You can use villagers.
Surprised to see the Malian player go into knights.
Yeah.
The Persians do have access to camel like this. Both players now on 3 town centers. Gregler got his third TC up a little bit earlier, so he still has an eco lead. We're kind of stabilizing around a 13 Vil eco lead for Gregler. Ooh, the monks. I love monks.
Monks are just the best.
Heal up your army, get good conversions off on your enemy. It's just...
It does not take much. A monk doesn't have to do very much to get their money's worth.
Mhm. I feel like on the ladder these days, I see more and more camel versus camel wars. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I don't want to like spoil, especially with Cryptix XL in chat. He may be my opponent in the future, but I'll just say that I have thought the same thing. Like even in this tournament, like, you know, are camels the key unit? You know,
Yep.
we do see a lot of stable play, and you know, camels are such a strong choice against them that, you know, they're hard to deal with if you're not.
I will say the higher I climb in the ladder, the more I find myself hating it when I see camels on the field.
Oh yeah.
And that says something.
Yeah. You know what I love, Gregor? More monks. This is just going to become the monk stream. I love monks. I want to see more monks.
Yeah.
Give me monks.
Well, of course. I watched your series, Kaiser. Of course you would say that.
Which are we talking about? The Bengali
versus
the Celts?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, well, and you know what? It wasn't the fault of the monks. I lost that game, but it's not the monks' fault. They did their job amazingly. And
I
just
wasn't knocking the monks. I'm just
transition.
saying, like, I watched you play that game, and your solution to not enough is more monks.
Yes.
So I would expect this to turn into the monk stream. Conversion comes off. Man, I love monks.
Yeah. Well, but you know what? Not enough monks, as we
Not
do see
enough
Cryptix.
monks. Yeah.
Well, even look at the huge eco lead that Gregler has.
Yeah.
And it may not matter, as Cryptix has a massive.
Gregler going for a
army
forward
lead.
castle. I don't like this. Forward castle, Noville support.
This to me is like an all-in move.
Yeah. This is
if
do or
Cryptix
die.
doesn't realize, this might be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But all he has to do is glance down.
Well, and he's got Cav, or had Cav,
Yeah.
streaming by from there. Yep.
Yeah. All
And
you have to
another
do is
castle
notice
goes
that.
into counter. Yeah.
Yeah. Counter castle coming in, and these knights going to start disrupting.
Yeah.
They're not going to stop. The castle will go up.
They're not going to
but-
stop it. The castle will go up, but they'll disrupt it enough. The other castle will also go up. They'll lose some vills, but the castle will go up. Both sides will lose vills. There we go.
Will Cryptix get serious damage with his cavalry army, or will he maybe throw away what he's got here? Both
I would say
castles
he's
will-
already getting serious damage with his cavalry army.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't throw it away, but he's got enough vill kills and he's idling the eco enough that I would call it serious
Why are we
damage.
not garrisoning TC here?
I don't know.
That's
Divided attention, maybe? I don't know. Yeah.
yeah.
Elephant's coming out in the forward castle. He was probably paying attention over to the left.
Hey, war elephants. Speaking of moves we don't see every day. I love it.
Muma kill.
Exactly. He's got like five caveats. Just hit him with the butter knife, Stacy. Hit him
Yeah.
with the butter knife. Come on. Oh man, look at that 2 HP.
Moving back to the raid, we've got monks back under TC getting conversions off, or trying to get conversions off. This is where I really like monks. Stage 1 or 2 under a TC while it's trying to be raided, and you can't come close at all without risking losing units.
I'm kind of impressed that Gregler still has an eco lead.
Yeah, truly.
And yeah, that's kind of cool. Maybe get murder holes up. That would be kind of nice
Yeah.
right now.
Either way, you know, it's not over till it's over. So it's not over. Gregler could still do something here. But it definitely feels like he is holding barely on one front and losing on another. It doesn't feel like he
does
has
feel
a
like
lot
Cryptix
of
has the
options.
lead right now, yeah.
Yeah.
And the scoreboard
Like-
does reflect that with an 800-point lead for Cryptix.
Exactly. Like, if you're Gregler here, that castle is going to go down. You cannot protect it. You cannot put out war elephants fast enough. Your villagers can't get out and repair. You can't even do the petard play. It's not going to happen. So those are just lost resources. Back on the home front, he's going to put down another TC, which is probably a good idea. But on the flip side, what do you do after that? Like, you have your eco, but what's your play then?
Both players have enough stone for another castle.
Indeed.
Battering ram, putting in work on the castle. Is the blue castle auto set to the red castle so it's not shooting the units below? Well, no, I don't think it's that. I think it's that he does not have murder holes. So the castle is unable to shoot the units straight down from there. As we see a massive migration of villagers here to the north of Cryptic's base. Another very dangerous castle. And this time, the camels are attacking, so, there's kind of the alarm has been raised for Cryptics.
Yep.
This might be GG right here.
Yeah. I'm not going to say he should call it, but...
A lot of vills are going to die here.
A lot of vills are going to die. The castle might go up.
It may go up.
It'll
maybe.
go up.
It'll be...
Yeah.
Well,
I think it'll
close.
go up.
It's close. Come on. You got to bring it home. Bring it home. 5.
Nope. Castle denied.
Oh, my goodness.
No, yeah.
That is soul
Castle
crushing.
denied.
Is that the GG right there?
Yep, that's the GG.
That's GG. Unbelievable. Wow.
Well, I'll say this about your opponent, Kaiser. Cryptics didn't lie.
No, he didn't. No, he did not. Wow. GG Cryptics 2-0 against Gregler. And, again, you got to give a tip of the hat to Gregler. Obviously, putting himself out there in the Hidden Community Cup, making it all the way to the quarterfinals, putting on a show for us. Well done. But Cryptics, man, great job.
Played.
I love seeing this, not just from the... How do I want to put it? You came into these maps with strategy. It's very clear that you knew what civs you wanted to play, the tactics you wanted to use, and you pulled it off. Really well done.
So I want to know from Cryptics, since he's in the chat and we can actually ask, which we often don't get to do.
Right.
Why Malians? I'm interested.
That's a good point. Yeah, he says this is his very first time playing High Tides. He was really sad. He wanted to play Armenians one more time before the nerf, because the Armenians are going to get nerfed in the next patch. They're losing shipwright, so their late game naval strength is no longer as good.
Dominant, yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and ask him that. Why Malians? I would suspect that it's because, again, that flexibility of being able to go archers and navy at the same time. He says Malians are just overall flexible with the Persians.
Yep.
And that makes sense. I mean, Persia has a decent flexible tech tree. Obviously, they're known for their cavalry, but you've got the trash bow options. I guess the decent infantry option. Malians have a kind of like Byzantines, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
Very flexible civ. Makes sense. I haven't lost to the Persians when I play Malians. Okay. Thank you for that. Making a mental note there. Okay.
I'll remember that.
No guarantees I even face Cryptics. I mean, I've got to make it through Dom Husk first, and I don't know. He seems to be a really interesting opponent too. So hopefully I'll pull it off. But let's see. 2-0 for Cryptics. I'm just deciding. I think we maybe call it here. I'm just checking. Hit him with the butter. Okay, someone's quoting me on that. Hit him with the butter knife, Stacy. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think just well done. And ultimately, a better job on the Navy. I'm definitely taking notes. You can ban what you like against me. I'm flexible. That's actually the scariest thing you could say.
Truly.
Like an opponent who says ban whatever you want. I'm flexible. That right there, that's the danger.
Right.
That's the danger phrase. So yeah, but I think just did a really good job with the Navy. Ended up doing a better job than Gregler on that. So well done. I guess the question is, I think we're gonna go ahead and call the cast here. We wanted to sign up for a quarterfinal series. We got our quarterfinal in the can. I think we pause it here, and then tomorrow we go live from my viewpoint as I battle it out in my own quarterfinal battle. So, Hiram, thank you so much for joining me, man. As always, it is a pleasure to have my best friend casting some AoE 2 with me. And guys, thank you all so much for watching the games. Do consider following on the Twitch stream or subscribing on YouTube. and so that you can be notified when I will be going live tomorrow in T90's Hitting Community Cup. GG, Gregler, GG Cryptics. Guys, thanks so much. For now, this is the Iron Kaiser, signing off.